My girl is in the studio. I am so excited. Hi, babe. Thank you for coming.
Like I had a choice.
I mean, it was so last minute, and you still honored my invitation. I am beyond thankful.
Anything for my girl.
Yes. She's my namesake, guys, and we've known each other for what?
22
years. 22 years.
It is not beans.
As in Babcock. Yeah, it was Babcock, and then we started ATS lessons together.
When others were going on summer break.
Yes.
We remained in school.
Yes, we remained in school during the holidays, and that's how we became close, going to school together or going to classes. Oh well. We're here today really to talk about friendship. I mean, 22 years. Some people do not remain friends.
Has it been rosy
during that period of time? I know.
Even for our own going, it wasn't rosy.
I know, and that's why we're here to talk about that.
Okay.
So let's get comfortable. Let's relax.
Okay.
So that we can bear our minds and
sure.
You know.
Oh, you want to do it this way?
Yes.
I got you, girl. Let's go.
Okay.
Let's talk.
So where do we start?
What are we talking about?
I mean, we were really close friends. I think throughout the time we were in Babcock. I remember having a heartbreak and all of my
Bukky,
friends.
you had more than one heartbreak.
It wasn't more than
Thank
one.
God, Bukky.
How was it more than one? Who?
let me take you back.
Okay.
See, Bukky is this kind of person, because she had this body. Back then, she had this body in school.
What
you see this thing? Oh God! You think you have hips?
What?
It's just that we're limited with frame here. I foresee.
I was a size
rise
10
up
at the most. I was a size
okay, the hips
10.
were still there. So anyway, don't cut me short.
Okay.
So back then, Bukky was this set girl. All the guys wanted Bukky. I will never lie. Is it the banking and finance
all
guys?
The guys?
It's just that I cannot expose her here. I'm just a guest. Let her not bounce me from this set.
God.
Yes. But then again, you know, I've been there for you. You've been there for me.
Yes.
Remember that our glitters. I mean, is it glitters?
Yes. Oh my God.
Glitters. Our first business venture together.
Yes, it was the first business venture with Simi.
We're 10
KG.
whooping ladies.
Yeah, but
Kumbi, Toyosi.
Oh my God.
Then those people they were in a set. Funshaw was there too.
Oh wow.
Yes.
Was Sheke part of us?
Yes, Sheke was. They were rotating houses. Remember?
Yes. Oh wow.
So it has really been a very nice ride.
I'm thankful that we still talk, and
we even bought not Ashwebi.
It wasn't Ashwebi.
There was a gown we bought together.
Yes,
white and black.
I remember that. It was fun.
I'm ashamed. I am so ashamed of myself.
Oh well.
But then it was fun while it lasted. We got
What do you mean while it lasted?
We got our first cars together. Remember, you bought your first brand new.
I had a Honda City.
Yes, then I bought my
and
Yaris.
Then you got Yaris, and I was so jealous.
Same year.
Everybody wanted Toyota, and then you got it, and I didn't.
Then I was also jealous of your job too. Now I was working in an accounting firm. I mean, we were just there. You were in a bank. You people used to do pancake every 5 minutes. So I was jealous then. And so I said, I got to step up now. Let me buy Yaris.
And on that note, because I think that's actually those are some of the things that bring about misconceptions and assumptions.
Sure.
Because the reality is, everything that glitters is not necessarily gold, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so I may have been working in the bank, but what you may not have known was that my issue with high blood pressure started with the job. You know,
you told me then.
It was so difficult. I was living very far from the office, and I don't know if it was peculiar to the bank where I worked, but nobody seemed to care. Everybody just wanted you to show up and, get the job done,
Mm.
maybe even beyond,
I think it was during that period your bank at that time started that you people signing off. Was it a 5 year
yeah,
contract?
no, that
Was
was
was it
that
three
was
years?
right from the beginning. So you
Yeah,
had to sign a
yeah. I
bond, a
remember then.
fidelity bond. And so it was just generally
So why I said I was
tough.
actually jealous was bankers then correct
Yeah,
set
I
of
mean,
suits and all those things.
mhm.
But when you're working in an accounting firm, I mean, you can just easily just wear shirt and pants. Then you go around client's office. So for me, I just felt we were the ones working. You guys were chilling inside AC.
Honestly,
But I get it.
I actually feel like
I get it.
I am sure, and I honestly still do believe that I must have been jealous of you at that time as well. And I'll tell you why. We both did, ICANN. So we
Yes,
were
we
both
did.
chartered accountants,
Yeah.
but I was not practicing and you were practicing. And I guess maybe I just always thought that it would have been nice to follow up, get the experience.
Assumptions.
And if you remember, I started my accounting firm.
Sure.
I couldn't get a license, an ICANN license, and it was, it still boiled down to the fact that I did not have the experience. So, these are where some of these assumptions come from, especially when you don't talk about it, right? But I think beyond that, then you got married way too early.
Was it too early though?
I mean,
We finished in 2005, I think. I got my
yes,
okay, yeah, that's true, Sha.
I think it was everybody's
Man was
dream,
shocking me now. I got settled down.
and that's understandable. No, it was understandable, and I probably wanted
No, yes.
something like that as well. I think we all did.
Mm.
It was some sort of societal,
That was the norm then.
yes,
You have to
mindset, finish school,
save, get a
get
job,
get
get married, have
married,
kids.
and all of that. And I guess maybe over the years, even though we stayed friends for a while, it just always seemed like, and it wasn't just about you. Everybody was getting married. My closest friends were getting married. And so, you know, I guess I must have felt, or I was probably asking myself what I was doing wrong. Like, what did they do differently that I didn't do? And then it got to the point where I finally got married, and then it didn't work out. So, I mean,
I think before you get to your married part, so if I can take it back, our friendship has always been, we've been tight, like we said.
yes,
You come to my house as far back.
yes,
Then we were in Ajuma.
yes,
I go to your house in Abulegba,
Abulegba.
and everybody, like almost everybody in that your compound, knew who Buki was
Mm-hmm,
and all. For me, you spoke about assumptions in
mm-hmm.
friendship, and I think our fallout, from my own perspective, was when you got married.
Yeah,
Yes, so I think you may not know, but for me, I am the type that I got used to calling you every day. We're talking
yeah,
almost every day,
yeah.
chatting every day. That was the
Mm-hmm,
life I was used to.
mm-hmm.
Then you now got married.
Me coming to your
You
house
sleeping over
every
in my
other,
house,
yeah.
and then you got
Do you
married,
remember when your husband traveled?
and you stayed in the house,
Yes,
and I
I
cooked that
actually
pepper sauce.
slept in your house. I was it for a day
No, it was for
or
2 nights.
it was for 2 nights.
Two
Yeah,
nights.
that was fun.
That
That
was
was
fun. So
fun.
I think I became, in a way, jealous because there was this guy I wasn't so used to. I just met him briefly, and then he's coming to take my bookie from me, and then he took my bookie from me, and then my bookie stopped calling. So the calls started coming in, like, on a normal day. Oh, I'm at work. Oh, blah blah blah, we gist and all. So
Mm-hmm.
instead of having at least a call per day,
Yeah, you weren't
some
hearing
weeks I
from
will
me
not
at
hear from
all.
you. Then I call you, it's like, oh, maybe call you back, I'm busy. Or I
Mm-hmm.
started feeling, oh, she doesn't want me anymore. She doesn't want
Yeah,
me in her space. And then I started detaching. And one thing about me is, once I start getting that vibe of, you don't want me in your space, I want you to, be you. Maybe when you realize that, oh, I need Buki, and I wasn't getting that I need Bookie. So that was when I think our fallout started happening. And it stayed for a long time. Even when you got pregnant, I still tried to keep in touch,
Honestly,
come
for me, right, I I I don't exactly feel that
that
we had
way.
a falling out, and the reason is because I always just had or felt like I could reach out to you at any point in time. I could, you know, show up at your doorstep at any point in
But you were not
time.
showing up.
I know, but I had that comfort that, you know, you were always there, even though we weren't seen as often. And honestly, to explain some of the things that was happening to me at that time, I think there's a culture of shame in our society, especially around marriage, or maybe not even marriage. Sometimes people have difficulties in school, so you don't graduate when the rest of your classmates are graduating. You have an extra year, and sometimes even your family, family, friends, people that know you, the way they react is almost always like you can't come back from what has happened to you. Like is unheard of. Why? They don't want to understand that sometimes you have struggles that are normal. It's just struggles. Sometimes setbacks are a part of life, and anybody can bounce back from them,
Sure.
right? But the way we are made to feel by a lot of people around us puts us under immense pressure, right? And for me, things weren't working out. Even before my marriage ended, right? I was in a situation where my husband wasn't being supportive. We had a child, and he wasn't being supportive. I had a difficult pregnancy. So even after a few months, maybe 4 months, I still couldn't walk well. I wasn't in good shape. But I didn't have anybody helping me watch over the baby, maybe even during the night so I could
It was a lot on
sleep.
you.
It was a lot, and it was difficult to explain to people because that would then mean like maybe you are talking or saying bad things about your husband's family. But that was my reality. So during the day, I was alone with the baby. And during the night, same thing. So it was tough. I wasn't even getting to sleep. I wasn't myself. And it was just a really difficult time. I think not being social at that point in time was me trying to conserve the small energy that I had
So I think
so that I could give it to the baby.
that's why I had an issue with you because I felt we're besties. You've been there for me. I
Yeah.
mean, you've carried my first child. Do you understand? And this is me trying to want to be there for you, but you did not even give me. Probably, I would say maybe you didn't trust that I could handle, or maybe I would understand what you were going through. So for me, it was also a lot because I felt if I had a problem, Buki is my first person I'll call. Do you understand?
Yeah.
My go-to person. So for you not to reach out to me at that point made me feel like I wasn't needed. Would my probably my husband is okay for me, or my family members are enough. Do you understand? So those were the things that I get where you're coming from now, and I think that time we made up to we went through all these things. We spoke
Yeah.
about it at length. So it's just anyway. This is just to show that sometimes
Yeah.
you assumed from your side that
Mm-hmm.
probably I will not be able to understand, or I will think you need me. What's the English? I should pity you, or you don't
Yeah.
want me to pity you. But
Probably.
sometimes friendship is beyond that. Many times we need that shoulder to, cry on. Let's not just feel
And
anybody will be a burden to you.
that period of my life, coming into motherhood, you know,
That's a
something
lot.
I'd always wanted, but then I got it and I wasn't exactly in the best of spirits. I wasn't happy. My marriage was falling apart, you know. Um, I'm sure financially I wasn't also doing okay. I had left my job before I had the baby. And so trying to understand how I was going to
Can I be drinking water as you're
cope.
talking?
Yes, you can. And all of that. I am just so thankful that even though my personal life wasn't working, the fact that I was even able to get back into the productive sector, I
That
started
space.
working again. Because the reality is, I will tell you today, I don't know how I was able to,
Pull through.
you know, put one feet in front of the other after myself and my husband separated, you know, getting back to work. I couldn't, it wasn't something I could, you know, loud it or ask that people support me because of what nobody wants to know what you are going through at home and all of that. So it
That's in the
was,
workspace though.
yes. So I didn't even want that gap to be felt. I didn't want anybody to feel like maybe I couldn't deliver, especially because I was just coming in afresh again. And this was somewhere where I'd worked before. So they knew that I'd gotten married. They probably knew that I was no longer
Societal
married.
pressure
And you
anyway.
know how all of those things are. But one way or the other, we've just always been able to reach out to each other, irrespective of maybe the last time we spoke, how long it's
Yeah.
been,
Now I think there's
and
that
all of that.
understanding. Yes.
Yes.
I think after we had that fallout, and then
Mm-hmm.
we also, I think we start like this. I can't remember how we.
Neither can I, to be
I can't
honest.
remember. It's a long time, but I think we were able to understand that okay, things have changed.
Yes.
We were both in our own spaces with
Space.
pressure, either from work, business, or
Yeah,
family.
but it doesn't necessarily mean that
Nothing has changed
nothing
and
has
all.
changed.
Yes,
Yes.
yeah, you're still my
And
buddy.
so for that, I'm glad, right?
I can still
Because
try to dodge a bullet for you, not take a bullet.
dodge a bullet. Oh my God. Honestly, I'm beginning to think that, right, no matter what stage of life we get to, even when you have a husband, you have children, there's always that place of that relationship with your girlfriend that will always remain valuable,
It's a natural bond.
that will always remain important, because there's sometimes that some things you cannot explain to your husband. Not he, because he's a man, he will not understand.
Or
So
he will feel you're being too dramatic.
right,
But
and
then
then
your
even
friend-
bonding with your female friends over your children, how they are growing
Comparing notes.
up, comparing notes, you know, and all of that is very important.
Yeah.
There's nothing I love more than even being able to travel with my girlfriends, you know, go on a weekend trip and just leave everybody behind and just have that fun. And even if it's, you know, going on a movie date, having dinner. And I mean, this is me saying to you that we need to do a lot more of that, right? And I'm glad that we're where we are. I'm glad that all of the struggles, because the reality is everything that's happened over the years were things we did not anticipate. Issues life threw at us that we just had to find a way to deal with those issues, but you know, remain standing. And so it's very important for everybody to realize that things you don't even expect can come at you. Situations you could never have anticipated.
I mean, friendship, keeping a friend, having a friend, relationship goals, it's a lot of work.
It's a lot of work.
So most times, like we've established now, assumption almost threw us apart.
Yes.
You assumed, I assumed. And many times people face this challenge, especially women. You know, most times we're quick to shielding ourselves. So, for example, now,
Yes.
if something happens to me now, I mean, aside my husband or well, I won't tell my kids many of these things, but the next person I want to talk to is my best friend.
Yeah.
Because there's this relief we get. But I don't know, sometimes women, we feel maybe, I won't call it, will I say it's a competitive,
Possibly.
for some people anyway.
Yeah.
So I think relationship is a lot of work.
Yeah,
I
like
have
maybe
to
it's
do,
better for me to keep this to
yeah,
myself.
and then it's also a lot of sacrifice.
Or my best
too.
friend has a best friend, and
That thing
then
can be painful. I
yes,
will never lie to you.
I agree.
When my bestie has a bestie, I get jealous. So, yeah.
I wasn't even talking about the jealous
I'm a
part.
very
Why are you always
I'm a
jealous?
very jealous person.
Why?
I like keeping my friends to myself. So if my friend is my friend, don't have friends. Why would you have?
So how did you cope with having sisters? Because you're all girls.
Yes, that's why even for some of them, I don't like it when they have besties.
How is that
If they
possible?
are watching, they know what I'm talking about.
Oh my
I
God!
don't like when they have besties, and then you know when you're telling me, oh, this person is always there. I mean, I am the one. I should be the
Where do
one
you
that
even
is.
get the time? And that's what I always used to wonder. Like, where do you get the time?
I think that's how God created me. I am just there. I am an open book. I just want to be there for everybody. But I know now that I cannot be there for everybody. So through the years, I've learned to also, be on my own. Everybody will not have the same time I have. Everybody will not have the same energy I have.
How is it possible that you're so jealous? Meanwhile, you had 3 sisters.
My dear, that's how God created me. Oh. Even them, if they are watching right now, they know. If they tell me that they have a bestie or somebody is always there for them, me, I get jealous. Now, so God wire me. Oh.
Where do you get all the energy from?
Oh well. So the truth is, right now I'm trying to adapt. Me before, I think you know now. Me before, if you say Bookie list your friends, I would list 100.
100 of them.
Do you understand? Because everybody. If you smile at me now, you're my friend. Do you understand? But right now, I've been able to narrow my friends. I mean, I use the real definition of friendship to say, okay, this is my friend. This is my friend. Do you understand? So now I've been able to manage myself. I don't expect so much from people now. So even if, yeah, you do something wrong, or I try to give you a reason. Do you understand? So on a normal day, I would have said, so if I was myself back then when we had our fallout, it wouldn't have happened. Because I would have assumed.
Why are you calling it a fallout though?
What's the definition of fallout?
Honestly,
we were friends.
I feel like
we did not talk again. We were quiet for some time, and then we did not talk again. Now we're now friends again. Is that not fallout? Okay, what's fallout? Maybe I don't know the definition of fallout.
I feel like, if you remember, do you remember when we were in Babcock and it was during one of those holidays and we actually had a fight? We fought. Yes. Yes.
I can't remember.
Yes, we fought. We had to be separated.
Me and you.
Yes, you said I insulted your mom, or I said something bad about your mom. I can't remember what it is. And you actually came for me.
Me.
Yes, you did. Yes. So that for me, I will call it fallout, because for a few days we weren't talking and all of that. But I mean, what has happened? In my wildest dreams,
I would never have thought that I had anything like that with you.
We did fight.
We did?
Yes, we did.
Physical?
Yes,
I'm sure I beat you. Hands down.
Why does that even matter?
Well, because I'm a champion in life. I don't lose things. I don't lose battles.
I'm not a champion.
Nah, you're softy. Remember that your skin is soft now. We were the Paco people.
Yeah, whatever. Anyway,
I was going to ask you. There was something you said when we were talking. You spoke about, I think you had high BP during pregnancy and all those things. How were you able to cope, though? Because I'm sure many people had Or I'm sure many people still have those kind of issues. I'm wondering how to cope with all those things.
Let's come back to that. I think that's like another.
So you're having me again?
I am. That's another episode on its own. That's because it's going to take time. So
I'm here for you.
Yeah. So we'll call it, pregnancy, the challenges, how it just generally changes things for you.
I have my own
not
story,
necessarily in a bad way, but it's just different. So let's have another episode to talk about that
with me and my bestie.
I'm so glad you came today. I really appreciate it.
It's not like I had a choice, so don't let this girl, don't let her deceive you. I did not have a choice. She forced me on this set.
You did. I called you and you came, and yeah, I'm going to say thank you again. And thank you for this episode.
Thank you for having me.
Friends for life. Friends for life.
All right.
Yeah. Cut.
Why did you have to say cut?